Okay, good morning everyone. Thinking error 28, refusal to be dependent. Okay. In your current situation, where you are now and where you are now in life, is it a situation where you need to depend on other people? Yes. Okay. Do you think this is a situation where other people can depend on you? Okay. So we need to look to find a balance where, it's good to depend on other people, but we also need to work towards a place where we can be dependent, or other people can depend or rely on us. Okay, so like anyone else, the person is dependent upon others for certain things in life. But he doesn't see himself this way. To him, dependence equals weakness and therefore makes him vulnerable. He does not understand the concept of interdependence. He likes for others to depend on him even though he is not dependable. Okay. It's that situation when you've messed up a lot of times and a lot of things disappeared out of your parents' house, and they just ask you, listen, have you seen this? And you respond with, trust me, it wasn't me. That trust me is just a waste of breath, because you are not in a situation where they can depend on you, where they can rely on you. And it takes a lot of years and a lot of time and good deeds before they can depend on you again. I was in a situation where I was in recovery about 2 years, and something happened, and I spoke to my parents about it regarding my situation, and I felt it was an unfair situation, not good circumstances, and I was sincere, speaking the truth. And it was a period of being in recovery for 2 years already, and they didn't believe me. It's not a lucky thing. You've worked to gain trust, to fix what you've broke. And then even if you have good intentions, sometimes the people closest to you find it difficult to trust you again, to depend on you, to depend that what my son is saying is the truth. Okay. So the spiritual issue is the spirit of rebellion. If you grow up where you break rules, people will expect you to break rules. If your dad sees you as a guy that will never study and will always do the bare minimum, that is what he would expect you to do. So your past seed that you've sown will result in what other people think about you. Your past actions will result in what people think about you. So if you have had maybe this one issue for doing something you're not supposed to, let's say looking at ladies. So if you've been caught once looking at ladies, then the next time you're just in the same environment, or you might be doing what you're supposed to, and the ladies will walk past, and that is what someone would think you've been doing, because you painted that picture. It's not someone else just thinking the worse it's someone else referring to the past and then expecting what you would usually do. Okay. Same as addiction, money gone missing, Usually, I would take my parents' money. So if it would go missing, usually they would suspect me. There's been a situation in my house where a lot of money went missing from my mother. And it really wasn't me. And I stood my ground and I said it weren't me, but I don't think they believed me, Okay, the emotional effect is the mindset of self-deception, isolation, and unreliable, obscured, devious mind. So, when you think that you cannot be trusted, when you act in a way that you cannot be trusted, you cannot be trusted. We do certain things, and that certain things forms a pattern. For instance, getting to work on time every day. That forms a big part in the character of being dependent. If your superior would try to see who we can rely on to do a certain task, that would be a good indication of whether or not a person can be dependent. If someone skips work every now and again and not make proper arrangements, then that's an indication of not being dependent. Okay. So, if we do not ask for help, we refuse to be dependent. We refuse to rely on our parents. We refuse to rely on people around us to guide us along this process. Okay, so you guys know that chapter in the CR book where it speaks about powerless and not asking for help and not being willing to ask for help. And if we do not ask for help, the situation that might not be that big, if we ask for help immediately, we put a magnifying glass on that situation and we expand that situation, and by the time someone else intervenes and offers help, our situation is out of proportion, and then we really need that help, and you need to submit towards the help you get. Then you can't any longer choose who you're going to ask for help and where you're going to get help from. Okay. Then it's an issue not asking for help, because we do not ask for help because we struggle to trust other people. We struggle to depend on other people. And if we don't ask for help, our situation becomes unmanageable. But we do not ask for help because we've been hurt. We might have asked for help before, and someone else broke our trust, didn't help us properly. So now, because we've been hurt in the past, someone else broke your trust, you have this fear, or you are scared of not asking for help again. Okay. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 12 quickly. Okay, from verse 12. It says, unity and diversity in one body. For as the body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ. For by one Spirit we were all baptized into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, whether slaves or free, and have all been made to drink into one Spirit. For in fact the body is not one member, but many. If the foot should say, because I'm not a hand, I'm not of that body, it is therefore not of the body? Question mark. Okay, so, and if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? So, as it speaks about here, that we are members of one body. We all fulfill different functions. We all need to do different things. And in order for us to strive as a community, as a human race, we need to depend on the other people, on the other members, to do what is expected of them. If we need help and assistance, we need to be able to ask the other members to help us. If you are a small member as a finger, then there's not much you can accomplish on your own, but you can assist the one body in many different ways. So it's important to trust people around you and to rely on certain people, but also not to trust that specific person for that person, but trust because you're mainly trusting in God and you're trusting in the process. It becomes easier as soon as you form a relationship with a person. Then that trust becomes easier. Okay. Then, being scared will prevent us from getting the help we need. And that reverts back to pride, which is stopping us from getting the help we need. Because we are too prideful to say that we might have slipped up or we're struggling with this specific thing. We're scared to approach someone else saying, I'm struggling with this. We don't like it if the process that follows next after that admission will humble us. We don't like that part. We're scared of that part because we fear that that process of getting the help you need now will be uncomfortable. And it will be uncomfortable. But that is something that we need to go through in order to get the help we need. Okay. But now God has set the members, each one of them, in the body just as He pleased. And if they were all one member, where would the body be? But now indeed there are many members, yet one body. So God has placed us in different situations. God gave me my parents, gave you your parents, my circumstances, and you your circumstances. But the process of being trustworthy or becoming reliable is not dependent on my circumstances or your circumstances. It's a basic principle which we need to follow in order to prosper in life. You cannot win a war alone. And if you want to prosper, you need to accomplish good and great things. That's not something that you will accomplish without trusting someone. Okay, then we need to live in a manner that we can be trusted. You know, getting to work on time, doing what we said we will do, even if those things are so small, those things will exalt us at the end of the day. When we do those small things and when we are good stewards with the little responsibility we have, the responsibility will increase. And if we're not good stewards, the responsibility will decrease. Okay, so if you want to accomplish something great and you're not willing to start at the beginning, you will never be able to accomplish that something great because you lack willingness. Okay, so we need to have willingness in becoming a reliable person, in becoming someone that can be trusted. So live in a manner where others can trust you and where others can depend on you. So if we go back to the different parts of the body, it's something where you need to be the best member of the body that you can be. We have different parts in the body, and the body won't be able to function properly if it doesn't have proper support. Not 50% support, proper support. Whichever part you might be, you need to fulfill your functions properly. Okay. Then, if we talk about being reliable, we all like things to be reliable, cars to be reliable, power tools to be reliable, computers to be reliable. We don't like things that comes without a guarantee, something you can't take back to be fixed, someone not assuring you that whatever you buy now will function properly. So if we keep that in mind in the way we conduct ourselves, in the things we do, in the work that we accomplish, we need to do it to that extent, to guarantee what you are doing, to be someone and to perform functions where someone can say that I will assure you what he does will be excellent, will be good, and will be up to standard. Do not try and be that person where someone else would not really recommend you because he would say, I don't know about that guy, Maybe you should find someone else to do it for you. And whatever we do, we all have different talents and skills, and it might be small and it might be big and in a specific direction. But whatever it is can only be good if it's done by the best of your ability.